Hello everyone. Today we are going to see if elif else statement in Python. If elif else statement, this control structure can be used in following ways. So in order to use if elif else, we can have different versions of it. For example, we can use if statement, that means there will be no else, or we can use if else statement, or we can say if elif else statement, and or we can use nested if statement. So in 4 ways we can use the if elif else statement. So let's see how they will work. So first, if statements syntax, that means in order to use if statement we will have to follow this syntax, and the syntax is if condition, and then we will write body of if. So if the condition is true, the body of will be executed, and if the condition is false, nothing inside the body of if will be executed. So for example, suppose we have a code here and just s1, s2, then we have if condition, then we have s3, s4, s5. In the above example, s1 to s5 suppose are Python statement. Any Python statement can be there, and which statement will be executed when the condition is true and which are not executed. We are going to see the flow of the program on the basis of these 5 statements s1 to s5. So suppose we are going to see the flow of program. So suppose the condition is true. Condition means the condition with the if is true. So if the condition is true, how and what all statements are going to execute, that is what we are going to understand here. So s1, s2 will be executed because they are not under the condition, so they will not follow if, they will be independent, they will be executed always whether the condition is true or false. Then we will go to the if statement, and the condition will be checked, and depending on the condition the program will work. So if the condition is true, we will come inside this if statement, and s3, s4 will be executed, and after the execution of s3, s4 we will go to s5 and will execute it. That means when the condition is true, the flow of the program will be s1 executed, s2 executed, s3 executed, s4 executed, and s5 executed. But if the condition is false, then s1, s2 will be executed, condition will be checked, if condition, because the condition is false, so we are not allowed to enter this area, and s3, s4 will not be executed. Clear? So in that case we will execute s1, s2, then s5 will be executed. So the flow will be s1, s2 and s5. If we want to see the flow of execution, we can use the flowchart as well. So we have a statement s1, s2, then there will be a condition which will be checked, that is if condition. Condition can be either true or false. If the condition is true, we will go to statement s3, s4 and will come through this path, and we will reach to s5 in this way. So the execution will be s1, s2, condition is true, s3, s4 will be executed, and s5 will be executed. But if the condition is false, so we can easily understand from the flowchart that s1, s2 will be executed. Because the condition is false, we will go to this path and we will reach to s5 in this case also. So there are 2 branches from here. Either we follow the true branch or we follow the false branch, but we will reach to s5 surely. So s1, s2, s5 will be executed always, but depending on the condition, s3, s4 will be decided whether they will be executed or not. If the condition is true, they will be executed. If the condition is false, they will not be executed. So let's see, for example, we want to write a code here. Suppose I write n is equal to, or say age is equal to, suppose 17, if age is greater than or equal to 18, we will get print you are eligible for vote. So that is the message we will get if the condition is true, otherwise we will not get this message, and we will finally come out of the program, come out of the if statement, and we can print goodbye. So let's see how this code will be executed. So we have a variable age which will store 17. If we'll check whether this condition is true or false, so age is 17, 17 is greater than or equal to 18. Now the condition is false, that means we will not enter this area and we will get only one output, finally goodbye. Clear? So let's try to run this program and see what is the output of the program. Goodbye is the output. Let's see. If we change the value to suppose 20, now age which is 20 is greater than 18. Now the condition is true, so print you are eligible for vote. We will come inside if. Why? Because the condition is true this time, and after executing this we will also go to the goodbye statement. That means we are getting two outputs here, you are eligible for vote and goodbye. So let's see after running the program whether we are getting the output or not. So now we are getting two outputs here, you are eligible for vote and goodbye. This was your if statement. Now let's see the next version of if statement, that is if else statement. So in this the syntax is like this: if condition, then body of if will be executed if the condition is true, else we will come to the body of else and body of else will be executed. That means we will check the condition. If the condition is true, we will go in body of if the condition is false, we will go in body of else. That means either condition is true or false, one of the body of if or else will be executed. If the condition is true, body of if will be executed. If the condition is false, body of else will be executed. Let's see with the help of an example again. Suppose we have a code here where we have S1, S2 as a statement, if condition, and we have S3, S4 inside if statement, and S5, S6 inside else statement. So this comprises body of if, and these two statement comprises body of else, and this is outside the body of if or else both, if and else both. So in this case, what is the execution of the code? Let's try to understand. First, condition is true, so S1, S2 will be executed. Then the condition will be checked. Because the condition is true, we are supposing that the condition is true, that is why we are allowed to enter if body, and S3, S4 will be executed. But if we have entered to the if body, we will not go to the else body in this case, and we will directly go to the S7. So the flow of program will be S1, S2, S3, S4 and S7. Likewise, if the condition is false, we will execute S1, S2. We will check the condition. Condition is false, then we will not allowed to go to inside if, and we will go to else statement, and body of else will be executed. If the condition is false, S5, S6 will be executed, and from here we will come out of if else, and then we will execute S7. So the flow of program will be S1, S2, S5, S6 and S7. So that means S7 will be executed, S1, S2 will be executed in both the cases because they are independent of if else. But when the condition is true, S3, S4 will be executed, that is body of if, and when the condition is false, S5, S6 will be executed, that is the body of else. So we can understand this using flowchart as well. So let's see what is the change this time from the previous flowchart. So we have S1, S2, then we have the condition. If it is true, we will go to S3, S4 to execute, and then finally we will come to S7. And when the condition is false, S1, S2 will be executed. We will check the condition. It is false, so we will follow this path and we will reach to S5, S6, and from here we will go to S7. So this is how, when the condition is true, we will go to S1, S2, S3, S4, S7. And if the condition is false, we will go to S1, S2, S5, S6 and S7. So that is how it is going to be executed by our interpreter, Python interpreter. So let's see the code now which we want to see in this case. So in the previous one we haven't used else. Let's use the else statement. So we are adding just one more print statement, that is, you are not eligible for vote. So if the condition is true, that means age is greater than 18, we will come here. And if the condition is false, that means age is greater than 18 is false, so we will come here in the else part and we will see the output, you are not eligible for vote. And finally the goodbye will be printed in both the cases. I hope it is clear to you. So let's see the run of the program when the age is 20. So when the age is 20, 20 is greater than or equal to 18, it's true. So since it's true, you will execute print you are eligible for vote, and from here we will go to print goodbye. Fine. So let's try to run it. Okay, we can see you are eligible for vote and goodbye is there, right? Now again, suppose the value is like 17. So 17 is greater than or equal to 18 will be false, and since the condition is false, we go to the else statement. Print you are not eligible for vote will be printed, and after that we will go to goodbye. So in this case we will get two outputs as well, you are not eligible for vote and goodbye, because the condition is false. So let's try to run it and we will see the output, you are not eligible for vote and goodbye is the output. Fine. So this is how our code is going to work. Now let's see again. So I hope if else is clear to you. In if we have only if body, so condition is true, then if body will be executed, and in if else we have if as well as else statement. If the condition is true, if body will be executed, and if the condition is false, else body will be executed. The third we have if elif else statement. So this is somewhat complex but not too complex. So let's see the syntax first. So we have here as a syntax, if condition 1 body of if, then we will use elif, which is also keyword like if and else. Condition 2, then body of elif, then we can have multiple elifs here and multiple condition, elifs condition 3 body of elif. Likewise I can write, because it is only a syntax, so elif condition n body of elif, and then finally else body of else. So how this sequence will be executed, we will want to understand that. So we have condition 1, condition 2, condition 3 up to condition n. We will start from condition 1 and evaluating the condition. When we find the first true condition, we will execute that case. That means if condition 1 is true, we will go to body of if. If this is not true, then we will go to elif and we will check condition 2. If condition 2 is true, we will go to this body of elif. If this condition is not true, then we will go to another elif and we will check condition 3. If condition is 3 is true, we will execute the body of elif. If the condition is false, we will go to the next case, and suppose the next case is condition n, we will check this condition If the condition is true, body of Elif will be executed, and if this condition is also false, we will go to else and body of else will be executed. That means there can be any number of cases, if, Elif, but finally if none of the condition is true, that means all of the conditions in if, Elif are false, then finally body of else will be executed. I hope it is clear. Let's see one example, sample code. We have S1 to S7 as Python statement. Let's see. We are using one Elif only. We can have multiple Elifs, but we just want to understand that how the program will execute. So S1, S2 are statements. Then we have if condition 1, S3 is inside this. Then Elif condition 2, S4 is inside this. And then else and S5 is inside this body. And finally we have S6 and S7 outside if, Elif, else statement. So the first case we have condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false. 1 is true and 2 is false, right? So in this case, what will happen? Statement 1 will be executed, statement 2 will be executed, as we can see here as well. Condition will be checked and condition is true. Because the condition is true, so we will go inside the body of this condition or body of if. We will execute S3 like here we have, and from here after executing the if body, we will not go to the any other case of if, Elif, else. From here we will directly go to outside this if else statement, and we will go to S6, S7, and we will execute S6 and we will execute S7. So the statement we will execute are S1, S2, S3, S6 and S7, right? Now in the next case, suppose condition 1 is false and condition 2 is true. 1 is false, 2 is true. So again we will execute S1, S2. Condition 1 we will check. Because it is false, so we are not allowed to enter inside this body, if body. We will go to the next statement, which is Elif. Condition 2, we will, Elif also stands for else if. So else if short form is Elif. So we will check condition 2, which suppose it is true, we will execute the body of this Elif, that means S4 will be executed in this case, and from here we will not be allowed to go the next else case, we will directly go to S6 and S7, they will be executed. Likewise, suppose we have condition 1 is false, condition 2 is also false, the next case. So S1, S2 will be executed. We will check the condition 1. Since it is false, we are not allowed to go to the body of if, that is on S3. We will go to Elif. Condition 2 will be checked. Since it is also false, we will not be allowed to go S4. Then we will go to else. Else will not have any condition. We will not check any condition here, and we will directly execute S5. And from here we will go to S6 and S7. So the execution will be S1, S2, S5, S6 and S7. Clear? So we are not going to see a flowchart for this. You can draw the flowchart if you want to, because it is not very hard. You just have to think about it for some time and you will realize how to make the flowchart of it, right? So try to build the flowchart, because that will increase your understanding about if, Elif, else statement. Here we are going to see a sample code for this. Let's see. This time we are not dealing with age, because it will have only 2 cases. So what we are going to see is, we are going to have a day number. Suppose 4 is the day number. Now we can also ask from the user what is the day number, but I am just taking here a value, and we want to print the day name according to the day number entered. For example, I want to assume that 1 is for Monday, 2 is for Tuesday, 3 is for Wednesday, and likewise 7 for the Sunday. So I can check if day is equal to 1, I want to print Monday, Elif day is equal to 2. I want to print Tuesday. Elif day is equal to 3. Then print Wednesday. Likewise, let me copy these. I hope we have sufficient numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in 4 I want Thursday. For 5 I want Friday here. Number 6 I want Saturday here. Number 7 I want Sunday here. And I also want an else case. Else will not have a condition. Okay, there will be colon sign after each and every if elif, because these statements belong to inside if, elif, else, etc. And in this final case I want to print invalid day number, because we want only 1 to 7, and if it is not 1 to 7 then the day number is invalid. We cannot say what is the day if the number is wrong. So for example, suppose the entry of day is 4 by the user. So how this will function? So we will check day which is 4 equal to 1, false. We will not go inside if. Again we will go to elif, day which is 4 equal to 2, again false. We will not go to print Tuesday. Again we will go to the next elif, day which is 4 equal to 3, again false. We will not go to print Wednesday. Again we will go to the next elif which is day equal to 4, and because the value of day is 4, so 4 equal to 4 will be true, and the output Tuesday will be printed by this statement. And all other cases will not be executed, all other conditions will not be checked by the interpreter of Python. Finally, if you want to say something after this, we can say goodbye. So whatever is the value, we will always get goodbye. Okay? Whatever is the case executed from 1 to 7 or invalid day number, finally we will get goodbye after that. So let's try to run it. So Thursday and goodbye will be there. Suppose we want to if we change the value, suppose the value is 10 this time, an invalid value. So we should get invalid day number, because these cases will be false, and we will finally reach to the else case, and we will print invalid day number and a goodbye message. So let's see whether we are getting the message or not. So invalid day number and goodbye is printed, right? So that is how if, elif, else will work. And finally we are going to see the 4, that is nested if statement. Python supports nested if statement. Having if else statement within another if else statement is known as nested if statements. So it is not something new. When we have if within another if or else, what is this termed as nested if statement. So if we already knew how to execute if else statement, this is easier for us to understand and execute and write the program. So let's understand to find maximum among 3 using a nested if statement. It can be made in other ways also, but I want to use nested if statement in this. That's why we are seeing this program. So a equal to integer input, enter first number. B equal to integer input, enter second number. C is equal to integer input, enter third number. We will enter 3 numbers here, and depending upon the value we will either be getting A is maximum or B is maximum or C. So whatever the value we enter, we will always get the maximum using this code. So let's see. Initially we want to term max equal to none. So if A is greater than B, that means A is greater than B, we will come inside this if, because if the condition is true, we will check if A is also greater than C. If this is also true, we will go to max equal to A. If this is false, we will go to else and we will say max equal to C. Why max equal to C? Because we have already checked that A is greater than B. If this is true and we are coming inside this statement, so that means there is only one possibility, either A is greater or C is greater. So we have checked A is greater than C. If it is true, max will be A. If this is false, that means A is not greater, so there is only one possibility, that maximum is 3. If this condition is false, then we will go to the else statement of this statement. So we will come here if this condition is false. So else means A is not greater than B, whereas B is either greater or equal to A. So in this case, there will be possibility of having B or C as the greatest number. So we will only check inside this else statement with another if else statement. That is why it is known as nested if else. So we will check B is greater than C. If this is true, that means maximum is B. If this is false, that means B is not maximum, then the possibility is maximum equal to C. And finally with this code we will get maximum value inside the max variable, and we can print maximum value equal to max, right? So I am not going to show you how this if else if or nested if else will actually work, and we are not writing this program. This is an assignment for you to write the program in Python editor and try to enter different values of A and B and try to determine how maximum is calculated using this code. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, share the video and subscribe the channel.